My name is Nneka Ume. I head the Diamond Yellow proposition in Diamond Bank. I have over 15 years experience from customer service, setting up the contact center, business development, and now heading the Diamond Yellow proposition. So I could say I'm a very customer-centric person. I prefer providing solutions to people as against the cut-to-fit products. What do I mean by that? I think banking is beyond deposit and withdrawal because it's becoming a bespoke product or service. What do I mean by that? What works for me might not work for you. So as the brand ambassador, the product development person, so you find me working around that in a segment that is not common, which is the informal sector, bringing them to the formal sector, which is where the owner and the banks play actively. And I think I have passion for youth. I'm gender friendly. I've also found that what works for women works for everyone. So that's me. So for my bank, Diamond Bank is a retail bank, pace setters in financial inclusion when you come to Nigeria. I could also say that we're highly digitally driven because our focus is not in brick and mortar anymore because we take into consideration the cost. We take into consideration the convenience of allowing people to do what they want to do and not restricting them to a channel, which is why we'll have different distribution channels. We'll have the self-service for the high segments, which is the mobile app. We'll have the menu-driven segments, which is the on the bank, that are very touchy about pricing. So Diamond Yellow provides that service. We also have a particular service for market women. We'll call it Diamond Better. We also have our closer, which is our agency framework. So you could see we're like a bank for everyone, speaking to different segments. For me, it's been very highly interactive, insightful. The highlight for me was the 3-term model. You know what it is? You don't know what the 3-term model? So you should take about 3 minutes to discuss or discover who you give loan, 1 minute to disburse the loan, and it shouldn't take that person anything to assess it. So for me, it's the highlight. So credit, especially to my sector, is actually a very hard nut to crack. So if I can use fintech to solve this, which is why I'm really interested in it. I've seen the market, I've seen the interest. So once I can have a technology that will fit in for this purpose, I think it's a quick grab for me. Okay, I think IFC is giving us the platform we need, but I think much more focus should be in African countries, West Africa per se, Nigeria precisely. I think there's been a lot of focus in Kenya when it comes to Africa. But if you start coming down to Ghana, if you start coming back to Nigeria, a lot of innovations are happening around there, around digital financial services. Some decide to call theirs mobile money. Some decide to offer theirs as digital financial services that is app-driven. It can be USSD-driven. It can also be syntax-driven. So technology has been a very high contributor to our costs. If there are things we can work around fintech, it will make it more lucrative. Not only lucrative, it will make it more endearing. Would also want IFC to partner more with our regulators from Nigeria CBN because if we can get a central push, I know CBN is doing a lot now, but a little more push will get us there. A little more push. It will build people's confidence. It will give us the desired return we want. So for us, I could say in Diamond Bank we'll have different models. We'll have the partnership model where Diamond Yellow comes in, where we'll partner with telcos. We'll have digital financial services that are self-motivated, they are self-service based. We also have a different model that is channel-oriented. What do I mean by that? If you look at the literacy level in Nigeria, you still have people that need hand-holding. So self-service wouldn't work for them. What would work for them is the door-to-door approach where you have mobile agents go meet them, put them through the process, create a menu that is very friendly or a syntax that is very friendly, and they're good to go. So you could see our digital approach in Diamond Bank is actually across all segments, which is why we have our mobile app with over 2 million users today. That speaks to the high-end, the privileged that don't mind the cost of data. Then you have services like Diamond Yellow, you have Better, Closer, that comes at little or no cost, that speaks to other segments that we want to attract. Yeah. I think it's going to be highly disruptive across all segments. I'll use a case study of what is happening in Diamond Yellow. In 2014 August, when we launched, if you take it up to December, you find out that we had less than 1,500 customers on the platform. But looking at it today is entirely different. As a bank, we have over 8.9 million customers. And if you look at what they do, like I mentioned, we found out there are people that moved from curious testers to people that are adopters, purposeful adopters. So what is showing me is that those curious testers are dropping off because they've seen, because they just joined us, they're not getting as much value as they would have loved to get. But now the purposeful adopters are the ones doing the payments and the bill payments and every other services available. Yeah.